Hey, what's going on? I'm trying to find a consistent YouTube video that has all the essential 3DS games that are in one place. I've probably watched 50 plus hours of YouTube videos of what's recommended. I've played most of the games, but there are some that I've not played. So as we go through them, I want to also give my personal rating 1 through 5, 1 being trash, 5 being a must own game. Uh, no half star ratings, and I just want to make something that hopefully someone will find useful as the 3DS is about to die out. I'm going to first start off with games that I've played, starting with Ultimate NES Remix. If you're an older gamer, I'm about 36 years old myself, and you find that these classic Nintendo games are fun to play, this game is for you. I would give it probably a 3 star. If you have no affiliation to these games, I would say 1 star. It's very basic. There are some twists where they combine games, but they should do more with it. And if you don't really have that nostalgia factor, I wouldn't say it's a must own. But it's pretty cheap, so next is Metroid Samus Return, which I bought at launch. Well, I was given as launch, and somehow I have the Saudi Arabian version. I just realized. If you like Metroid, if you like Metroid Dread, this is a great game to start off with. Um, I will say my personal rating is probably a 4 out of 5. I do recommend this as a must buy if you can. Um, it can get pretty pricey. It was sort of released under the radar. A lot of people say it's not that great. I had no problem playing it. I also play on a new 3DS, so maybe that stick helped me in a little bit. But besides that, I would say add this to your collection. Super Mario Bros. 2. For some reason, this one, a lot of people say bad things about it, but if you like Mario, it's a fine game. I don't know why it was reviewed as poorly as it was, but it maybe because during the time there was a lot of this style of game coming out, but with the 3DS going away, and if you like a side-scrolling Mario, this is definitely a good game. I'll give it 3 stars. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. This is probably my first 5 star game. Especially if you could play it around Halloween time. It's a lot of fun. The puzzles are fun. It uses the 3DS technology in a fun way. I would say if you own a 3DS, pick this one up. Radiant Historia Perfect Chronology. This one, if you like JRPGs, I would say is definitely a 5. It's probably a hidden gem. Not so much anymore, but it was. I bought this 3 years ago, or when it first came out. It now is getting on the rarer side because nobody wanted to buy it, but it's definitely a great RPG. Probably my favorite for the system. Story of Seasons. So I bought this after I got Stardew Valley. And I was like, oh, I want some more Stardew Valley. And the, how can I describe? Story of Seasons is a spin-off of, oh, it's an older game. Anyways, the name eludes me right now, but it's a spin-off of what basically Stardew Valley was trying to copy. It's an okay game. It's a farming simulator like Stardew Valley, but it gets a little long in the tooth. I would give this 3 stars. Super Mario 3D Land. Probably another 5 star game. anybody should own this game if you have a 3DS. I would suggest physical, digital, however you can get it. It's probably the best platformer on the system, and it makes the best use of the 3D technology. Pokemon Ultra Sun, Pokemon Ultra Moon. I will say I have not played the Ultras yet. I do own them physically and digitally. These are still sealed, so I just wanted to play it, so I bought it digitally as well. We'll talk about the mainline games in a second, but I have not played the Ultra game, so I can't really review it. Yoshi's Woolly World. I'm not a big fan of Yoshi. I did beat this. I don't personally like it. I played it on normal, then I just bumped it down to easy because I just was collecting things, and Yoshi has so much to collect, and the difficulty was just not worth it for me. But I could definitely see younger kids liking this game. I could see somebody who just wants a platformer. I'd give this a 2. Pokemon X and Pokemon Y. Now, as I said, I'm 36 years old. I was huge into Pokemon when I was a kid. I was 10 or 11 when Red and Blue came out, and it was my very first game that I bought. I played up until Gold, and then completely fell off. Did not care for Pokemon at all. Then around the 25th anniversary, this came out, and I saw some reviews stating that it's a good jump-on point for the older generation. And I have to agree. The mechanics of the Ultra or the Mega Evolutions was fun for me, and they sticked it to the original 150 line, I believe, on this one. I'm not sure. But it's probably my favorite Pokemon game on the 3DS. I personally just love how it's just X and Y, no Ultra versions, no whatever special version. There's only one legendary per game, and it's a throwback to me. A lot of people didn't like it because it's very basic and whatnot, and it is, but as somebody who's older, I appreciate it. I'd say this is probably a 4-star game. So, since I missed Gen 3, I did pick up these as a way to play them on the 3DS. I have only played Omega Ruby. I have not played Alpha Sapphire, though I have played Sapphire on a GBA since then because of these games. I will say this is probably a 5. This is the 5-star game on the system. This is the best Pokemon game, as it is someone who's older. It is the mechanics of the older games, plus they remove a lot of the HM monotony of it. They help out with catching Mega Evolutions, progressive, like you can get stones throughout the game instead of getting them all at the end. And as somebody who never played the originals, this was a great way to play it. And the end game was actually the best, because usually after you beat a Pokemon game, as somebody who doesn't have anybody around them to play with, it adds more fun to the game. Pokemon Sun. I do own Pokemon Moon, but not in the case. I have it loose. I have beaten these games. I have heard that the way to play these is the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon variation of them, but as I stated earlier, I've not gotten to that. I enjoyed it, and I would probably give this a 3-star, only because I really don't like the new designs. The Alolan forms are fun, some of them, but it didn't really add much. Some new Mega Evolutions, and I don't really like any of the Alolan Pokemon, and getting rid of the gyms to me seemed like the most crucial aspect of the game. It is nice for a twist, but it's not what I was looking for. Kirby's Epic Yarn, Extra Epic Yarn, I should say. This is sealed. I have played it digitally. I do not really recommend this game. A lot of people love the design. I found it very boring, and I found the game to be a little bit of a drag. I know on this version, actually, you can transform, which in the original Wii version, you didn't. It was just like Dreamland 1, where you just inhaled and spit out enemies. The art design is cool, I will say that, but after playing it for about an hour or two, you sort of get the gist of what's going on, and it is probably a 2-star game. I don't know if I would rank any of these games as a 1-star game. 1-star to me is complete trash, broken, like, don't even own this. But there are a couple 2-stars here, you see. Now we just went from probably my least favorite Kirby game on 3DS to my favorite game, and that would be Kirby Planet Roboto. However you say that. Anyways, I would give this another 5 stars. This is by far the best Kirby game on the platform. If anybody likes Kirby, Kirby was my very first game that I beat on the NES. It was a lot of fun seeing the transformations, seeing the robot transformations, the new transformations. I just beat Forgotten Land on the Switch, but that to me was also a little bit of a letdown. It's cool that it's 3D, but there weren't any new transformations, and they didn't bring any of the cool ones out besides Crash. Anyways, I'm going to talk about that game. If you have a 3DS, pick this up any way you can. Kirby Triple Deluxe. What can I say? It's a middle-of-the-road Kirby game. It's fine. It's not bad, but I wouldn't say there's anything special about it. It plays well. And if you like Kirby-style games, then this is for you. I'd probably give it 3 stars. I'm grouping these together because they're pretty much just remakes of old games. I have not actually played either of them on the 3DS. I have beaten them originally on the N64. I did play a little bit of Ocarina of Time. I mean, this is by far a cheaper way you can get, you can get these games right now versus buying an N64 and playing it that way. Or, I mean, you can always do emulation. I will say that I have heard that Ocarina of Time this is the best version to play since they've reworked some of the mechanics, especially in the water level, the water dungeon. But I have not touched either of these, so I can't rank them as... So I own this digitally. This was actually the game... Zelda: A Link Between Worlds is the game that got me to own a 3DS. It was my girlfriend at the time, now my wife, bought me this game with a 3DS, and I absolutely love it. As someone who loved A Link to the Past and grew up with that, the great mechanics in this game, it went under the radar. I've heard recently people talk about. It was huge when it came out, so I don't know why people are saying that, but it was this and The Last of Us that was coming out in 2013, and granted, I guess maybe also BioShock Infinite, but this was a great game. 5 stars. If you can get this, it's cheap. I would recommend it. You can get this physically cheap. Bravely Default. So if you're someone who likes old school Final Fantasy and does not like how Final Fantasy has been going, this is definitely the game for you. If you are someone who's not interested in grinding and more of an action JRPG kind of person, then this is the game not for you. I grew up with that grinding intention mentality, and I absolutely love this game. I would give this, a 4 out of 5 stars. If you can get this, I know when I say pricey, I mean, between 20 and 40 bucks used is pricey. Anything that I feel used should be less than what it was new, but 3DS is going crazy right now on eBay, and a lot of people are buying it because they're shutting down the stores. But you can still get this maybe loose for 20 bucks. It's a good game. Another game I have not played per se. I have played the demo, but I have not played the full game yet. It's Persona Q2. I've read that Q2 is better than Q1, especially if you are someone who is more interested in Persona 5 than Persona 4. I've never played Persona 4, so Persona 5 is definitely more up my alley. The demo seemed interesting. I picked this up cheap at Walmart. There must have been like new old stock released, because there was literally Walmart, I want to say in January 2022. There's some guy selling them for 30 bucks a pop sealed, so I just bought it because I liked the demo. I can't really give it a rating based on the demo, but it was pretty fun. Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D. I played the Wii version. I did not like it. I've heard this version can be better. I have not played this version yet, so I can't really rank it. I'm assuming if you like Donkey Kong, you like this. Dragon Ball Fusions. I loved the GBA Dragon Ball games, and I loved Budokai 1, 2, and 3 on the PS2. I believe 1 was on the PS2. And since then, I have not played a single Dragon Ball game. Well, I've tried them. I've never gone that in depth with them. I couldn't stand them. They were not the best. This, I would say, is pretty decent. I did beat it. It was cool seeing the fusions. A lot of the mechanics are thrown at you, and they're not really explained in a great way that was like, this is an essential mechanic. And also, for some reason, I don't know why, I when I bought the game, it comes with a team of way over leveled characters, so I switched in between those over leveled characters and the stock team, just because if I was having trouble, I just didn't want to deal with it. But if you're a fan of Dragon Ball, this is definitely a 4 out of 5 game. Fire Emblem Awakening. Now, this is a 5-star game. If I could just say that I was not interested in tactical RPGs or Fire Emblem for that part, really, until this game came out. I mean, I've seen the characters in Smash, so I sort of knew who they were, but this game, it's one of those games that I picked up and I was like, I'll try this out. I got it around launch, and I just, I do one more fight, and then, 2 in the morning comes, it's like, I gotta go to bed. I was lucky enough to pick this one up, Fire Emblem Fates Special Edition. It's the only way to get all 3 versions of the game physically. I got this at launch, and it's not in great condition, but whatever. I played it. And this is definitely, how can I describe it? I would say altogether it would be a 5 out of 5 game, but because they split it and they're trying to make their money and the way that they released it, you know, in my book, that just seems like greedy tactics. And they could have either A, maybe just released the two versions, or B, printed more of these, or something. That probably bumps it down to, a 4, maybe a 3. It's just, I don't like shady tactics like that. But the gameplay, the game itself, if I had to rank it just on that, I would probably give it a 4. This is going to be the last game that I have played. There's going to be a bunch coming up that I have not played. Fire Emblem Echoes. It is a cool twist. I think it's a remake of the second game. It is a cool twist compared to the other games on how there are dungeons that you get to explore, not long battles. It's something where there are not too many, what I would say, open world 3D action games on the 3DS. There's another one coming up that I'm going to mention, but the world isn't open, but the dungeons are. I would check this out if you can. I don't know what it's going for, but I can't imagine it's going for that much. It was not that popular of a game. I would give it 3. Okay, so the rest of these I've not played. There's a bunch. Ever Oasis. This is another 3D open world game. I have played the demo. It is a fun game, but I have not. Little Battle Experience is one that I saw in a video. Again, I've not played it. Kid Icarus Uprising. I did get halfway through it, then I believe I sold my 3DS and didn't realize that the game was inside the 3DS. So I had all the paperwork and box, but no game. So I recently had to rebuy the game. It's going up in price. It is a neat game. The mechanics are cool for a shooter. Not too many shooters on the system, but yeah. Bravely Second. This is Bravely Default 2. I have no clue what the Switch version is talking about, but again, not touched it. Dragon Quest VII. From my understanding, this is the best version to play. I've heard that it's a very long game. I have played some of the Dragon Quest games, but I'm looking forward to try this. Yokai Watch. It's a Pokemon type game. It's more active than Pokemon. This is extremely cheap right now, especially if you want to buy it open. I got mine $10 new, but I just opened it because it's not going to be worth anything. Yokai Watch 2, Psychic Specters. I will say that this is the best version of Yokai Watch 2 to own. As far that I've read online, it is the most complete version. Right now I got mine sealed for $50, and it's only gone up in price. It is, as we'll see in a little bit, a game on my wish list because I can get it cheaper digitally than you can physically opened. Yoshi's New Island. I will say I have beat Yoshi's Island. I have not touched this game. The music in this game is absolutely horrible. I did start it, but oh my god, the music is so bad. Again, I'm not a Yoshi fan, but I got this really cheap, $5 at a yard sale, so I can't really complain. Another game I got at the yard sale. This is brand new. Paper Mario Sticker Star. I heard it's not great, but I have not tried it. Monster Hunter Stories. The second game just came out on the Switch. This is the original release. I did play the demo of this. It is an open world-ish, and you do play battle though like Pokemon, except with Monster Hunter monsters. There is a demo on the 3DS eShop if you want to pick it up and try it out first. I did beat that demo. That's what got me interested in this. All right, coming down to it with the physicals. Mario and Luigi's Bowser's Inside Story. Bowser, this is probably the last great game released on the 3DS. It's a shame that the developer went out of business, but I picked this up because the 3DS. I knew the 3DS was on its way out, and I wanted to try it. And I liked Mario RPG. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga is another game I recently got because I've heard good things about it, but we'll have to try it out and see. Luigi's Mansion. This is the original GameCube version I got on 3DS. I have played the GameCube version, but not this version. If you can pick it up, it's getting sort of pricey. Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy Curtain Call. If you are a Final Fantasy fan, and I am, they have great music in here. I'm not that great at the game. There is a demo, but I do love the music, and I wanted to pick this up. This is the most complete version. There's also DLC for it, so if you want it, get it now so you can get the DLC. I personally am not too particular on the DLC, but I did want to pick this one up, and it's cheap. This is going dirt cheap. This one I saw on Metal Jesus Rocks. It is a tactical based game based on Ghost Recon. I have played a little bit of it. It is interesting. I wouldn't say it's as good as a Fire Emblem or Advance Wars kind of game, but it's an interesting game. It's a game of time. It's a good B game. WarioWare Gold. Probably this and the Bowser's Inside Story are the last two, what I would say, major 3DS games. I have played it a little bit. I have no nostalgia for WarioWare. It seemed fun, but it's just not a game that I feel like you play start to finish and you keep on going. Like, you take breaks and it's not a very long game, and you just play the little mini games. Professor Layton and the Miracle Mask. I know nothing about this game. I just saw that it is a recommended game. Level 5 is a good developer. I got this reasonably priced for $20 used. It is out of the Professor Layton games. There are 3 on the 3DS. 1 is remastered on the Switch. The other 2 are, there's this one that you can get somewhat cheap, and there's another one that is like $200, and then there's the Professor Layton and Phoenix Wright, which is very expensive physically. I would recommend, if you can, try it out. Mario and Luigi Paper Jam. This one is, I don't know why it is, but it is going up in price. I don't know nothing about it. I got this game loose a long time ago. I don't even know if I got it or if my friend left it at my house, but I had it loose. Oops. And I recently just picked up a case and manual. It's another Mario RPG game. And the last one that I own physically, which I have to clean up, is River City Rival Showdown. I love River City Ransom on the NES. It is a great game. This is supposed to be, similar to that. And there is a second one that is also available on Amazon. For some reason, right now, they're cheaper on Amazon new than you can get them on eBay used. So if you want, pick them up there. Now we are going to go into either games I played digitally or games that I want digitally, and I'll try to talk a little bit about them so you'll have something to look to forward to. Oh God. So all the games I mentioned that I have physically are probably also, there's some available digitally. Some shout outs for some older games. Obviously, I'm a big Pokemon fan in the day, so I got, red, blue, yellow, crystal, silver, gold. Gold is not on this 3DS. I have a second 3DS that I used for trading. Also, the Pokemon trading card game, if you can see it there, is a great game to get. I got mine. It was like trading in my coins. I got it for free. But if you like the trading card game, that's where it started. Also, pick up Pokemon Bank while you can. It is not going to shut down, but you won't be able to download it once the 3DS servers are off. And it is the only way to transfer your 3DS games to Pokemon Home on Switch. What I've been trying to do, is make a living Pokedex with all Pokemon that I either caught or traded, with a friend, not online. So that way, it has me as the original trainer throughout the whole Pokedex. Some classic Mario games. I bought these, probably when I first got the 3DS. The mini NES was released, and I wouldn't say they're worth it anymore. So if you can get that, if you can't, then this is $5 a game. This is the only way to own some of these Game Boy games, though. And Game Boy games are getting expensive, especially the good ones, which are on the eShop. I will say Super Mario Land 2. I also have Super Mario Land 1, though I just had to delete it off the system. Donkey Kong for the Game Boy is probably the most underrated game. I'm trying to get this in focus for you guys. Is the most underrated game. You're going to want to pick that one up. And, I mean, I'm not a huge Donkey Kong fan, but if you like where sort of Wario, not really Wario, but I guess like Mario and versus Donkey Kong started off, it's here. It's a lot of fun. And then I've already said I got this physically. I got this physically. And then Mario Golf. I've heard the Game Boy Color version of Mario Golf is one of the most, I would say the best version. It has a good story, and I have not played it, but it is supposedly a lot of fun. Alright, so let's see what I got here. Fire Emblem Awakening. Kirby. These are just some classic Kirby games I recommend. If you want Kirby Pinball and Kirby Dream Land 2, Kirby Dream Land. These are just great ways to play these games. And even if the Switch comes out with Game Boy games, this will be the last way that you can own these games. So some more classics here. Shantae, the original Shantae. I bought this before it was released on limited run. It's a good way to play the game. I like the portable nature of the 3DS. It is a fun game. I have not played Castlevania Adventure. It just was way too expensive physically, and I wanted to get this while I could. Gargoyle's Quest. I did play this game. I beat this game. It is a fun Game Boy game. I picked this up. So we have some Sega classics that were released in 3D. I've never played Streets of Rage 2 3D, but I have played the original. And Sonic 2 and Gunstar Heroes, I have beaten both 3D and original. It is a fun way to play these games, and it's a unique experience if you can pick these up. They did have a sale not too long ago. Sega games do go on sale still, and hopefully there'll be another one before the eShop closes. Mole Mania is a somewhat of a hidden gem. It's made by, I believe, Shigeru Miyamoto. I'm not sure, but it is somewhat of a hidden gem, and it's a fun game. It's not talked about enough. All right, the mysterious. Now we're going to go to some obscure game. This is the only way you can get this game in North America officially. The Mysterious Murasame Castle. You can see it is a predecessor to Zelda. It has an overworld like Zelda. They never re-released this. It's only available on the 3DS eShop. Rhythm Thief and the Emperor's Treasure. I have beaten this. It's crazy expensive physically. Atlas games, there'll be a lot on here, are crazy expensive physically, but they do go on sale on the eShop. This was for $5. For that price, it's a great game. Bravely Default digitally. Ace Attorney. We have I believe the first. I believe I'm missing one of them, but I'm missing Ace Attorney versus or with Phoenix Wright. I mean Ace Attorney with Professor Layton, but these are some other Ace Attorney games. I do own the trilogy on Switch. I just wanted to pick these up because I liked that on the Switch, and these probably will get, 4, 5, and 6 probably will get ported over to the Switch someday, but I wasn't going to wait. Real Deal Baseball, I just picked this up. It's free. It's on the eShop. Might as well get it. Shin Megami Tensei 4. Apocalypse, and I believe I have the actual just regular Shin Megami Tensei 4 right here. I do not like these games. They are too hard for me. They are very popular on the internet, but I got these both for $5. I recommend getting them on a sale. It was not my cup of tea. Well, it's fine. I like these style of games. They're just too hard. This is where I got Persona Q2 digitally because I have the other copy sealed, and I played a little bit. All right. This is a demo of Stellar Glow. If you're into tactical games, this is another one similar to Fire Emblem, except it's in 3D. I did not like I did not like it based off the demo, but it may be something you're interested in. Dragging 3 Code VFD. This is quite a handful of a name. I just beat this game. It's a fun game. The story is sort of not anything special. Music is great. It's weird that your protagonist is not really, like, you just create a character and that's who they are, and you create a whole team, a party. It's an interesting way to play a game. I've never played another game like it. Wario Land 3. Again, a lot of classic games that Super Mario Land 3, Wario Land, that you're not going to be able to get anymore. Wario Land 2. This is from the creator of Pokemon. This is Harmonite. There's a demo version. I do not own this game, but based off the demo, I'm not too much of a fan. However, they did make Pocket Card Jockey, and based on this demo, I am really interested in this game. I have some eShop credit that I am waiting for a sale, hopefully. If not, then I'll buy, the game. The demo version of Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon. The reason why I have this is because it is the only way to get Ash's Greninja and transfer to your game. If you do not care about that, then do not get this demo. 3D Classic. I believe this one and Excite Bike. For me, this one, it's the only way to play the original Kirby in 60 frames per second. They have not re-released this. And because of that, and because of this, like I said, this is my very first game I beat, it has me very interested. Attack of the Friday Monsters. This is another game I just played. It's a little bit of a hidden gem. It's only available digitally. If you like a relaxing game, a game very Japan focused. I have gone to Japan a couple times, and sort of how, I don't know, it's a very lighthearted. Yeah, it's not really much of a game. It's just a story that you play through. As someone who also grew up in a very, very small town and who had to move to a city for work, it's very nostalgic for me. I would say this and Stardew Valley are probably up there as the top two. It reminds me a lot of my childhood and how carefree I was. And now that I have my own child, how crazy it is. And, I sound like an old timer, but go back to a simpler time with this. Now we are going to do the last couple games quick. I'm trying to do this as quick as I can. It is going a little long in the tooth here. We are almost at 45 minutes. These games are on my wish list, and I have not bought them yet, but I want to speak about them quickly. So, if anybody's interested in trying to get a complete must-have library, I would say these are the ones that I've found. I try to do this as quick as possible. Where's my wish list? Alright, Monster Hunter Stories. I just want that because I have it sealed and I don't want to open it. Mario Golf World Tour. I'm iffy on this one. I've heard it's okay. I've played the demo. It doesn't seem like it's something for me. But based off of the Switch game, this may be a better Mario Golf game. And, I know there's a DLC for another 15 for additional courses. So it may even be better to get digitally if the only way to get it complete is this plus another DLC. This is just on here because I wanted to play the Game Boy Color versions of the Super Mario Brothers. Contra 3, again, a Super Nintendo game that you can only buy on a new 3DS. It is not available on the SNES Mini, and, with the eShop closing, there's no other way to own this. I want the same for this Super Nintendo game. I want to own it. Metroid 2, I wanted to try out the original version of this game. I heard it's not great, but it's $4. Can't really complain. As I mentioned, I played Gargoyle's Quest 1. $5 for Gargoyle's Quest 2, Super Nintendo version. I want to try this out. Seems like it'll be cool. I don't know much about this game. I just know that it was recommended by a lot of people. I believe it's some sort of RPG. I know that there's a Super Nintendo version of it. This may even be the Super Nintendo version of it. I just don't know much about it. Liberation Maiden. It is probably one of the two shooters that are good on this. What I say shooters, I mean almost like first person. This and Kid Icarus. This is another Nintendo published game. I heard it's quirky and fun. I have not tried it myself, but at $7, can't really go wrong. I don't know why that's 3D Super Hang-On. Again, another Sega classic, 3D version. Great. Escape. So it's a little bit historic. There on the Game Boy, there was, I believe, a game called X, or maybe Escape, and it was the first and only 3D game on the Game Boy, and it ran truly in 3D, and it's quite the amazing technological feat. I believe it's also the last game for the Game Boy. This is made by the same developer. I've heard about it for historical purposes. I've not tried it out, but it seems neat. With the 3DS shop closing, so does the DSiWare. This I've heard is a very good DSiWare game. I've heard Dark Void Zero is a fun game, even though Dark Void is a horrible game. And for $5, can't go wrong. This is on here. I found it interesting. Since there was not right the other Chibi Robo game for the 3DS. I can't remember, but I heard it's a horrible game. This seems fun. I don't think I'll purchase it for $10. I'll only get this if it's on sale. It's a fun like photo editor type thing. You take pictures and you mash them with your face and like Chibi Robo World. This is the second Professor Layton game that I mentioned that is crazy expensive physically, so digitally is probably going to be the way to go for me. This is the other River City game. It's still probably cheaper physically on Amazon. I just have it here to remind myself. This is on here because I have my Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn sealed. I had an open copy. I beat it. I sold it. Then I bought another sealed copy because I heard about the 3DS. And I may buy this. It's a heck of a lot cheaper digitally than physically. Box Boys. So all the Box Boys, they are great puzzle games. I've beaten one of them. I don't remember which one. If you like quirky little puzzle games, I believe it's made by HAL, and it's fun. It's a nice pick up and play, sort of like Picross. Again, sequel. All right, last page, I believe. Stretch Mo and Push Mo and Crash Mo. They are all fun little puzzle games, just like Box Boy. These are the little games that are going to be gone forever. And, once the shop closes, I don't think these are ever going to get re-released. Maybe. Dylan's Dead Heat Breakers. I've played the demo. I'm not too much of a fan, especially at $40. There's a couple of these on here. I would suggest play the demo. These are the older ones. It's weird. Like, they knew what they had. And as you can see, like the first one was 10, the second one was 11, and then the third one they jumped up to 40. It's published by Nintendo. It's a fun game, but either get the demo or get one of the first two games, see if you like it, and then maybe move on to the third. Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix. This is not available physically in the United States, so digitally is the only way. It is a fun little game, sort of like the WarioWare games. Where you just have little quirky things you have to hit or do in like a rhythm game style, but it's not a full rhythm like Dance Dance Revolution kind of thing. This is, again, another game that I've heard a lot about, and like as I mentioned, it's crazy expensive physically, so digitally is the way to go. I talked about this one earlier, though I'm probably not going to buy this. I just got this physically. Fantasy Life is a RPG third person. It's fun. There's a demo. I would maybe recommend playing that first. Ever Oasis, I just got this also physically. It is a third person action type game where you take care of your town. Definitely a fun little game to pick up. Again, I got this sealed. And this game, Yokai Watch 3, I'm jealous of everybody who got this game because it is crazy expensive right now. And, you want to pick this up before the server shut down. And Mario & Luigi Dream Team is the only Mario & Luigi game I don't have. For some odd reason, the physical version is more expensive than the digital version by like $5. It doesn't make much sense because the physical version was $20. So you can get it loose for cheaper, but I've seen one complete version go on sale for at least $20, maybe $25 including shipping. And that's it. That is all the games that I would recommend for your 3DS. If you can get a new 3DS, 3DSX, a new 3DS XL, definitely having that extra horsepower and that nub really helps out. I personally owned the original 3DS Blue, the 3DS Link Between Worlds edition, and this version right here. I recently picked up a 2DS because if my daughter does get into gaming, I plan on rooting that one and hacking that one. So she'll have something to play, and it's a little bit indestructible. Anyways, it's about 50 minutes. I did not plan on this going on so long, and I hope this helps some of you out there. This is sort of a combination of everything that I could find on the internet. If anybody knows of anything that I've missed, please let me know. There is also DLC that I did not cover in this video for Fire Emblem games and a lot of the Atlas games. You can find that online. That there is a consistent list for that. And I hope everyone has a good day. Thank you.